I'm going to show you what you get when you purchase OTR Diagnostics and actually give you a live demo of how everything works. So I'm going to just talk about OTR Diagnostics. Now, this diagnostic tool that we built is for truckers who really want to understand and take full ownership of their truck. Now, you'll be able to read your fault codes, you'll be able to view live data, and then you'll be able to run dealer level commands right from your phone. So you'll be able to use your phone. It's super easy to use. And we have more than 10,000 drivers using this on a daily basis to save them a lot of time and money by not visiting the dealership. So let's get started. I'm just going to show you a live working demo by just opening up a full kit. This is exactly what you get inside the package. You get some stickers, you get a book, and then you kind of get some materials here. You get this nice case that you get in here. This is where we keep our diagnostic adapter. You got the handy dandy, the instruction kit. You kind of obviously want to read that first before you dive into it, but it's pretty simple to use. You get this adapter. Different trucks have different pins for your connection for your truck. So if you have a Volvo, for instance, or a Mack truck, you are using the OBD plug. So you plug this directly into your diagnostic port, the adapter, and this is the Bluetooth adapter that you get with OTR Diagnostics. And here's what mostly everyone else using it that doesn't drive a Volvo or Mack will do. If you're driving Peterbilt, Kenworth, International, Detroit Diesel, Freightliner, Western Star. If you're driving any other truck that has a 9-pin, you're using this. So you're plugging this directly, and you're plugging this into your diagnostic port that's located by where your kick panel is. Underneath your steering wheel is usually where to find this adapter. You're plugging this in, and this is what's special about this adapter is we built this, and it works directly with OTR Diagnostics. Once you plug this in here. I'm just gonna take this out. This is the 9-pin adapter that I was talking about. This is the 9-pin diagnostic adapter. You plug this in, and what you see here is, let me just turn on this engine computer. This is a Cummins CM2250 ECU. So I got this wired up here. So I just want to show you a live working demo of it. You see this red light come on. This means that the power is on. So once you plug it in, you should see a light that comes on, and this is powered on. Now I got my phone here. OTR Diagnostics is right here. I'm just gonna open up OTR Diagnostics. I'm just gonna click OTR Diagnostics. I haven't logged in yet, so I'm just gonna go in and just log in with OTR Diagnostics. Just pretty simple, just email, password to log in. And if you read this activation sheet, it'll tell you exactly how to activate your account to make sure you're connected. So the moment you connect, you get this, it's almost like you select your adapter. This one is 3515. The moment I connect, you'll see these lights come on. Now you got a green light that's flashing and a blue. You actually get a Bluetooth pairing request. You click pair. And once you do that, what's pretty cool about OTR Diagnostics is it works instantly. You see the light still flashing, and on my screen, you see 17 active fault codes. You'll see live data. Because we're connected to a Blink ECU, a little live data components are gonna be like a little weird. You'll see negative temperatures, and some temperature readings are way off because obviously we're not connected to anything. And when you're not connected to anything, it's just gonna give the default values. So here, pretty easy. You see your fault codes at the top, you see live data, and then you see commands. This is your home base is really just kind of where you see everything going on with your home. You click at the bottom bar, you see your fault code tab, and you can see all your fault codes. And this obviously has 17 active fault codes because we're not connected to any computer or anything else. So I'm just gonna click on the first one. SA0 SPN 100 FMI4. So again, this is like an oil pressure fault code. And this is where you get troubleshooting information. But what's cool about this is where, our OTR assist comes in is you can click explain this fault code. Once you click explain this fault code, now you're activating our OTR assist, which is built on our AI platform where it takes all the Cummins information from your vehicle, sends it to AI, and we practically put some proprietary stuff in there so that way it explains this back to you in very easy to understand language. So you're able to also ask it questions, kind of help you troubleshoot further. especially when this is super helpful just to kind of explain any fault code that you have and then tell you, hey, what's the severity of this fault code? Can I continue to drive? What's the recommended procedure to fix this fault code? What would you do? What would you recommend? And this is all built in there, and it's only getting better. So super excited to build this, because this is just turning diagnostics in a very helpful tool for you. So even if you're like, hey, I'm not tech savvy, I don't really even know what this fault code means, even if you get all the information, this is where it just helps it explain it in very layman's terms to really help you, guide you with like, all right, what should you do? So the more knowledge you have, the way I see it is, it's empowering you to make a better decision for you and your truck. So here it's just kind of giving you like, how serious is it, what to check step by step, how to use the app to help you, why this matches your fault code. So it kind of gives you some information here, and it says, like what you might want to ask is, can you show me where the oil pressure is located on my engine and what the connector looks like? So this pretty is impressive, because it's going to really help you in many different ways. So once you're done there, you can obviously hit print your fault code. It puts the print. You can do that. And then obviously it has some just basic troubleshooting information for each fault code, but the AI just takes it a whole nother level further. So we just went through all your fault codes, because that's where you're gonna see a lot of, when you see your check engine light come on your truck, you obviously have a fault code there. That's where you plug in OTR Diagnostics, and you can retrieve that fault code information to help you make a determination of what the issue is. Here also, I'm just gonna go over live data. Live data is practically exactly what you see. It's like all the data reading from the engine computer. You got battery voltage. So battery voltage is 4.3. Here I can change that to like 12 volts on my configuration here, and you'll see the data change down to 12 volts. It'll kind of read different voltage based on the settings that it has. You got DEF tank level, DEF tank temp. You got engine torque, you got EGR mass flow rate, engine coolant level, engine crankcase pressure. You got a ton of different live data parameters, and this list is pretty long, and it only gets longer depending on what engine you're connected to. And sometimes, like if you're connected to more sensors and it's reading valid data, we're populating the list. So every engine has different types of parameters that we support. So I would definitely check, once you plug it in, we have a list on our website where you can check to see what parameters we support. And you have different modes. You can view it in grid mode, you can view it in list mode, and depending on what you want to do. What's nice is you can click each live data parameter, and you can get more information in regards to it, and you can also see the value in a different way. Here, the next part is commands. So let's say you have a check engine light, you fix the problem with a sensor, and then you're like, all right, my check engine light's not going away. A lot of times you have to reset your fault codes in order for that check engine light to clear. You can click reset fault codes, and here you got a couple different ways. You got reset Cummins codes and reset generic codes. And so reset Cummins codes is just practically resetting the Cummins codes. So if you're connected to a truck that has a Cummins engine, you might see a different reset, because Cummins is a little bit different when it comes to resetting it. You just reset this Cummins engine, you won't reset the whole truck. So on all the other trucks, you would just reset fault codes, and it would just take you through the system. And here, the interesting thing about this process of Cummins, we are taking you and doing it at the dealer level. So anytime you're actively connecting to a Cummins and going through the Cummins reset, we're actually doing it as if you're connected as a dealer. So you might have to do additional procedures when performing the reset to be able to complete the reset successfully. So I would just follow all the on-screen prompts to make sure that you're completing each command properly. So in here, for Cummins, for instance, we tell you to turn the key off for 2 minutes, and then we'll tell you to turn the key back on. And we do this because that's what the OEM software does, and that's what we do. So we practically, the way we do things with OTR Diagnostics is we always compare ourselves as if you're using the dealer level software, and we want to give you that same experience. So sometimes everything follows the OEMs. So anytime you plug in, if a dealer or a shop were to use Cummins Insight, that's what we want you to have that same experience like, so that way it matches one-to-one to what a dealer or a technician would use on your truck. And so once you're done with running, let's say, reset fault codes. There's other parameters depending on what you're looking to do with OTR Diagnostics that you can do right from the commands menu. So once you're in commands, you have reset fault codes, you have reset after treatment. Here you have two different commands for Cummins. One is that this feature is used only when most severe after treatment fault code condition exists. You would reset the after treatment. The other one is after treatment maintenance filter installation. That one is used to inform the engine control module or ECM that the DPF filter has been replaced. So certain fault codes trigger certain commands to be executed for those fault codes to clear. And this is one of those. So if you replace your DPF filter, you would want to start reset filter installation here. And we actually kind of give you more details as you go through the command. So if you don't know if this command is useful for you, and obviously, and if you're just looking to get educated, you can click on command to learn more about what that command is all about. And then if you go into force DPF, the force regen section, we have different regens, and we're one of the only diagnostic tools to give you this capability where you can actually run different regens for your truck. So the most common regen is force DPF regen. But on certain year model trucks, there's another regen for Cummins, and it's very specific to Cummins right now because the communication between PACCAR or Volvo, the name changes a little bit. So right now you got forced DPF regen, so it's a forced DPF regen. So this means that we're forcing it through our hardware, so we're forcing it to do a regen. This is not the same as if you just click the regen button on your truck. We're gonna be using a software to initiate the DPF regen process. Now when this happens, I'm gonna click start force DPF regen. It has a bunch of prompts and warnings and stuff in here. It's gonna force your truck to inject fuel into your exhaust system, raise the temperature of your DOC and DPF filter to burn off the soot that's accumulated on your DPF filter, and it turns it into ash. And that's what's important. When you force a DPF regen, you just wanna make sure you're in a safe location, you're in a location where it's vented and it's not, you're not necessarily gonna cause any type of fire. So you wanna just be careful because your exhaust gets hot and you might see a lot of smoke sometimes when this happens. And so just be self-aware that like, hey, I'm forcing a regen and I'm doing it because of either maintenance reasons, I'm doing it because of your truck is telling you that you need to do a regen, or you're doing it for the sake of after you do certain types of replacements, you need to do a forced regen to kind of recalibrate your entire truck and your entire system. So when you replace certain components, it might require you to do a forced DPF regen in order for even the fault codes to clear. So it's a very common thing, and a lot of users of OTR Diagnostics use forced DPF regen for a lot of different reasons, and a lot of them is because, hey, I just replaced a part, the truck needs me to do a regen, and after the regen completes, it would reset the timers inside the computer that tell the whole system that everything's working. And then we also have another regen in here called forced SCR performance test. The forced SCR performance test is a regen, but it's a longer type of regen that's gonna test the entire DEF system, NOx sensors, and everything else. So it's gonna be a full regen, and if you click on it, it actually tells you in here some specific fault codes for Cummins that this is gonna take up to 90 minutes. It's these fault codes, fault code 3582 or SPN 4094 FMI18. So if you click on each command, it's gonna give you more information, and you'd be like, okay, well, I have that fault code, this is the test that I need to do. And what's nice about our AI system is actually if you have that fault code and you click on explain this fault code, in our AI actually knows all the commands in OTR Diagnostics, and it will recommend which command is that you should perform. So that's also what's nice about OTR assist in helping you figure out exactly like what to do when you have a problem on your truck. And so we just kind of went over your commands. You got reset fault codes, your reset after treatment system, and then forced regen. And then, with OTR Diagnostics, it's a really good tool to use in many different ways. You can track your parameters like while you're driving, you can see your boost pressure, you can put your gauges up, you can see exactly what's going on with your truck at all different times. You can use it for triage. So if you have a problem with your truck, you want to see what's going on, you can plug into it and have OTR Diagnostics diagnose and help you understand what's going on with your truck. So that way it really saves you a big diagnostic fee, and it also helps you understand what's going on with the inner workings of your truck, because a lot of times the more educated you are, the more helpful that can be, whether you fix it yourself or you take it to a shop and you're saying, hey, here's what's going on with my truck, here's what I'm looking at, here's all the fault codes, or here's what's going on with my live data, because I have a diagnostic tool that's really helping me understand what's going on with my truck. And you're able to fix the root cause of the problem instead of just going to them and saying, hey, my truck doesn't pull right, or I feel a lack of power. Okay, well that can mean a million different reasons when you go to a technician and say, hey, I lack power. It's like, well, okay, well what do you mean by that? Like, what type of power are you lacking and how does it feel? So if you're able to say, hey, normally my boost is at 30, right now my boost is at 25, and I feel like I'm fully loaded, I'm running the same grade, everything is as it should be, but I just feel like I'm missing about 5 PSI of turbo boost. Now someone can go and be like, okay, I need to check my charge air cooler to see if it's leaking. I need to make sure I can do my boost pressure checks. I can make sure that there's no active fault codes for specific sensors that cause the derate. They can start going through your system and really help you uncover what's wrong with your truck. Instead of just going to them and say, I have loss of power and I don't know what the issue is. Because loss of power can mean a million things. Like your air filter could be clogged. Yeah, there's the basics, but that's why it's good to give as much detail as possible to a shop if you're using this tool. Like if you're just going to the shop, like that's why this tool is like super valuable for you to have with you, because you're able to help yourself very quickly, because you never know when you're going to get stuck, whether it's on the side of the road or stuck with a problem that you have to like try to communicate to someone. And that's where I think OTR Diagnostics could really help you with that process. Now, I'd love for you to purchase this product, but obviously I know it comes with a price. We've really built and put a lot of effort and time in building this product. And what's unique about OTR Diagnostics and OTR hardware is that we build this here in-house in Michigan for the most part. Like everything we did is ourselves. Like we own this hardware, the internals of this, we engineered, we spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of hours of engineering hours into this product. Like this isn't a typical diagnostic tool that's coming from overseas. This is built here in Michigan and engineered with real trucks, real ECUs, and everything is built specifically for your year, make, model, and engine. So that's why when we build a product, we really go the extra mile to make sure that everything is gonna be working and intended to work as it should. So we really put a lot of time in this, and we obviously made sure that this experience of a product as well as using the product is super easy so anyone can do it. And if that's something that you think is valuable, go ahead and try it out. We do have 60-day money back guarantee, because I don't want to take your money without making sure the value of the product is there. So if you don't like it, if you don't use it, if something's wrong, we'll take care of it. And then this comes with a warranty. So if you have a problem after you purchase it and say, hey, stopped working for whatever reason, it doesn't really happen, but if whatever reason something stopped working or somehow it got damaged or something like that and just stops working, we will honor it and we will take care of it, and we'll ship you out another replacement for you free. Like we're a type of company, when you buy from us, we really try to do everything we can to take care of you. You're not just exchanging dollars and we disappear. Like we're here for you. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, you can use social media. Like you're able to get a hold of us, and we're actually gonna pick up the phone and we're gonna take care of you on the other side. So I understand this product is one of those things where it is a big investment for you, but it's gonna be well worth it. And we have a lot of reviews and we have a lot of customers that will stand up to share their testimony in regards to this. So I highly recommend giving us a try. And if you give us a try and you love it, share it with your friend, let them know, because that goes a long way for us, because that's honestly why we have 10,000 customers is, we started at 0, And there's a reason why we have more than 10,000 active customers using OTR Diagnostics every day to keep their diagnostics under control, and they have full ownership of everything. So love for you to give it a try. Check it out at otrperformance.com.